Is the sprinkle women putting women in danger? Check this out.
I have been provided for since the year of 2001. Yes, I am married. All these work for me. I stopped dating Dusties in my teens, never will repeat. Keep getting that money, keep your standards high. Men fall in love through their wallet. The more you make them spend and invest in you, the more they like you and respect you and grow closer to you because they've invested their money in you. Okay? So yes, all of these tips work. Try it. A lot of women are too afraid to try, so I don't know. If you're afraid, build your confidence. And also, I'm not a dating coach. I'm a financial advisor. I'm advising you financially to get this money.
I'm a financial advisor. I'm not a dating coach. She is a gold digger coach because she's been coaching women on how to be the perfect gold digger, how to be hypergamous, and how to go after men, rich men, for their money, for the bag.
Feelings are temporary. Feelings will be gone in 10 minutes. And I always say this, people are making lifelong decisions based on how they feel for 10 minutes. And that's why people wake up, look around and be like, dang, I really messed up. Because they're not smart enough to realize feelings are temporary, choices are permanent. So you gotta write that down too.
If you look low maintenance, you get treated like a low maintenance woman. If you look like the man, you get treated like the maid. You look like you belong in the house, you get left at the house. Okay? You got to remember this.
Make sure you make them work for whatever it is that they want from you, which means even your phone number. Okay? And it's not playing hard to get, it's how bad do you really like me? How much do you really like me? Are you just trying to see if you can score the number? Or do you really like me?
Stop doing too much. Stop telling him everything. Stop texting. Stop calling. Stop sitting next to him. Stop trying to cuddle with him all the time. Stop initiating sex. Stop doing all of that. Let him chase you. Yeah, you pull it all the way back. Don't tell him you love him every day. Maybe once a week. Maybe once a month. Stop doing it. Let him miss you. If you doing all that, it's too much. It's smothering. They don't like it. I'm just going to be 1,000% honest. If I were 22 today, I would not be dating black men at all. Unless they were older. They'd have to be real old.
So she goes after the black men? Who? Hold up. Huh?
Because they're too feminine these days for me. I like masculine, go get them, I'm gonna pay for that baby type men, okay? Where you wanna go on vacation type men. Y'all take too long to get y'all stuff together? Y'all want us to pay half the bills and sleep with you? No, can't do that.
So she's literally saying that black men are poor.
Can't do that. So I wouldn't be able to do it. I'm not saying that other men are better than you. I'm just saying they're more ambitious than you. Yes, you can play basketball and football really good. You dominate the rap game. But the average non-famous black man has less ambition.
Would not be where I am today without her teachings. She is really helping women to realize their worth and value and not just laying around with any old man, boy, dusty, what so have you, and requiring more from men to have access to us, which I think is really something that was the standard years ago. So what she's teaching is something that has been practiced longer than what's going on right now in the world, or at least in the Western world here in America. I think that it's truly a blessing to have someone like her showing us that we don't have to accept less, that we don't have to settle for bare minimum when it comes to men, especially if you look good. So many women are accepting the bare minimum from men who did not even deserve to be in our presence. So yes, I love what Shira is doing, teaching women to know their value, to know their worth, not to settle for just any old thing, not to be sleeping with men who have not invested and allow us to rest more easily in our femininity. So I can't stand when people come on my channel saying anything negative about Shira, because Shira is our hypergamous queen. I mean, she has changed so many women's lives, and as you know, including mine. So I will forever be grateful for her teachings and the lessons that I've learned.
So being grateful for the teachings of Shira, Miss Sprinkle Sprinkle, teaching women to break into other women's relationships, take the man, date a married man, and have a man who can provide. Doesn't matter if the man is married, if the man is not your husband. I mean, she has done that. She is a perfect example, because she is someone who was dating a married man who had a side chick. So she was the second side chick who was later upgraded to wife. So is this a good teaching? Because I don't really understand when you say that she has been a blessing to women, and so many women have learned from her, have learned through her to upgrade themselves. Of course, some things she says are good. They can help you to upgrade yourself. But the core, the basis of her preachings are for women to be hypergamous at any cost. I mean, even it means that they have to break other women's home to be the side chick of a rich man. They have to do that. Is that a good teaching? In my opinion, that's really bad. It's bad teaching. I mean, you shouldn't be teaching women to go after men for money. We should be focused in this age and time to teach women that with their education, with their skill set, they can make as much money as their male counterparts, and they can be happy. They can make their own money, because it's a blessing for you to make your own money. Do you know what some women go through dating these rich men, in quotes? You go through a lot. Some of these men are arrogant. They do all sorts of things on you, because they do all sorts of things to you because they are the ones footing your bills. And I saw Miss Sprinkle Sprinkle saying that she would date any man who can pay her bill. Doesn't matter if the man is married, if the man is, her friend's father, any man who's got money. And I saw her dissing the black guys. She shouldn't have gone that far. I know she isn't black, but she claims that she's Latina, half black, and most of the black people, this is why I see the black people going really wild and hard on her. Because, why does she target the black guys? Like, okay, they can play basketball very well, they can play football very well, but that's it. The average black man is not rich. And she advises every other woman not to date the black guy. Come on. With all this, I'll tell you, even Miss Sprinkle Sprinkle, with all the money and chasing all the old men to give her money, she is effing a black guy on the side. Just like Ginny Maya said, that she wants them lean and mean. She wants the white guys lean and mean. But when it comes to the black guys, she wants the dark meat on the side. And this is what most of these women do. Miss Sprinkle Sprinkle wouldn't tell you that, but I am convinced that Miss Sprinkle Sprinkle is having a black guy on the side. Forget about her dissing the black guys. This woman's got a black dark meat on the side that serves her needs.
So I just tested Miss Sprinkle Sprinkle's advice. In short, it worked. Shira 7 said, when you go out by yourself. I did. I went to the happy hour at a very wealthy, predominant place in Philadelphia. I went to the Four Seasons, JG Sky High to be exact, at the time that she said, which is earlier than later. Literally, those men in there were on me like I was honey and they were bees. Now, she said to go by yourself because there were other girls that came as a group that was trying to do the same thing. Baby, they didn't pay them no mind because that's intimidating. They didn't want to go up there to 7 girls and then get let down. But me sitting at the bar by myself, whether you are just networking or going out there to freestyle, you need to get out your comfort zone and go to these happy hours in these places by yourself. I literally made connects with 3 people and my tab was paid. So there was literally nothing that I lost in this experience. Sprinkle, sprinkle, ladies.
My favorite TikToker is that lady that says sprinkle, sprinkle after everything. Like, she'll be like, your man needs to be scared when you leave the house because you look that good. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You are single until you're married. Sprinkle, sprinkle. If he texts you, then you don't hear from him. Sending your PayPal link. Sprinkle, sprinkle.
Whoa, wait. Why is no one talking about the repercussions of following Shira's teachings? Why? Is everyone scared? Well, if you are, then I'm gonna say, guys, the repercussions of applying her teachings is your standards are gonna become so high that in real life, people will start to look at you as too high-minded, too materialistic. Your standards are too high. And then they will try to blackmail you emotionally into lowering your standard, into believing that those things you feel that you deserve, there are no people available to give them to you. And then when you refuse to subject yourself to that degrading narrative, they are going to be repelled by you, and then they will walk away, which of course is what Dusties are supposed to do. Okay, I mean, you don't have standards to impress Dusties, you have standards to repel Dusties, so that now they will be repelled enough to walk away from you while you are available for high value people who can give you what you truly deserve. And that's the general plan.
Okay, why some women feel that she is a blessing to them and she has helped them upgrade their lives, and now they're living the soft life and they're living their best life. There are other groups of women who see her as queen of the underworld. They see her preachings and her teachings as demonic, because this is only going to lead women astray. Women are going to be heartbroken, and they are going to in turn attract Dusties instead of attracting wealthy men, attracting rich men as they intended. So there's something I want to say here. How many rich men do we have in the world? I mean, like millionaires and billionaires. For the billionaires, we can count them. For the millionaires, how many do we have? And do you all know that most of the men, the millionaires who've got so much money, these are high value men. These are men who put so much time and effort in building their wealth. They wouldn't want anyone who is a wealth waster, who is a time waster, to come to them in their circle or be around them or to affect them in any way, shape or form. So in order to break through, to get to the heart of these millionaires, of these rich men, wealthy men who are going to be providing for you, paying all your bills, you need to work extra hard. Like the lady that we just saw, she said she went to a high-end restaurant in order to attract a rich, wealthy man, as Miss Sprinkle instructed. But do you know what? She had to upgrade herself in order to go to that high-end restaurant, because the food they sell there is not as cheap as the food in McDonald's. You know, you need to have the money. You need to take care of yourself physically. You need to buy new clothes. You have to look like classy. You need to look well covered up. Your hair sleek, your makeup on fleek. You know, everything needs to be put together. Not over the top, but just like really simple, clean. And you need to look modest. No one is talking about that. You need to look modest in order to attract these men. They don't want loud women. They don't want women who are like all over the place, you know. So she puts in so much money, time, effort in order to go to these high-end, high-class places in order to attract the high-end, high-class men. But some women, when they hear about sprinkle, they just want to go everywhere and meet any guy for him to do the sprinkle. Of course, if you're like that, you always meet the Dusties who will do you the sprinkle, just like camouflage. And when the the shield falls off, you're going to see the real Dusty behind the sprinkle. So, guys, these are some women who are talking about how they don't love the preachings of Miss Sprinkle. So, let's take a look at them.
Some of you guys are coming into agreement with messages that are straight from the pit of hell that are going to make you bound because you don't have discernment or you refuse to separate yourself from the things of the world. So you come into agreement with these demonic messages. The Bible talks about the fact that there is some certain areas of wisdom that is demonic. Doctrines of demons is what it's actually called in scripture. So you
Okay, Sister Mary joined the chat. Messages, demonic messages from the pit of hell. Did you hear that? Sister Mary is here.
actually called in scripture. So you'll hear people like that sprinkle lady who, by the way, if you look her up, happens to be a witch, and you'll come into agreement with her message because it sounds good to the flesh. Like,
is Miss Sprinkle a witch? Guys? Oh my God, some of these Christian women. Oh God.
flesh, like it sounds good, you know, sprinkle, all of that stuff.
So a few people in my comments have asked me to talk about the sprinkle lady. Here are my thoughts. I had no idea who this woman was. I promise you. She had never come across my radar, so I had to do some research. And what I found was disappointing. After watching 10 or 15 minutes worth of her clips, I was able to notice that the entire theme, the discourse of her channel, is to reduce the function of a man to that of personal gain, completely removing the effort and the intimacy of a relationship and making it strictly transactional. And in my opinion, the reason why women seem to be eating that up is because it gives them a false sense of empowerment. The reason I say that is because any woman who is in a happy and healthy marriage will tell you that threatening to get rid of a man at a moment's notice just because he's not of use to you is not empowering. Because in a relationship, if both of you are not empowered, neither of you are. We can call that something else, certainly not a relationship. In relationships, there has to be a certain level of effort, of intimacy, of servitude present from both ends for it to work. And if you remove those elements, you're going to have a relationship that's filled with abuse and neglect, something that you don't want. Now, far be it from me from telling you,
preach, brother, preach. Woo! Yeah, right.
What to do. However, my sincere advice is to not listen to this lady because she is setting a lot of you up for failure. She is teaching you how to demand but never how to offer, and that right there is a kryptonite for any relationship.
Don't look back at the thing I am delivering you from. Once God delivers you out of an abusive relationship, you are to never go back, or you will suffer severe consequences which could be deadly in the end. The book of Genesis chapter 19:26 talks about Lot's wife. She was warned.
Another sister Anna joined the chat. Listen. Shira 7 and Lot's wife? Huh? Oh my God. Oh, Miss Sprinkle. Hope you're listening to all these reactions.
Not to look back at Sodom, and she did anyway, and she was turned into a pillar of salt. Ladies, stop taking toxic marital advice from miserable married women. Do you honestly think that a woman that's been married 20 plus years and fucking miserable wants to see single women that are happy and making money and living life? She's jealous and envious of single women. It is alleged that Shira and her now husband used to date, and he had a wife and side chick at the time, making her the second side chick. She left him and moved on, but when he came back into her life, she let him back in a second time and then went and married him. Do you honestly think her marriage is blessed by God?
We as women are being groomed by many of these content creators to be prostitutes. Let me explain. I used to listen to a lot of this like hypergamy, femininity content online, okay? The sprinkle lady, I knew about her like way before she blew up on TikTok, all right? I was there. I used to listen to her consistently. People like her, I would listen to, okay, she'd talk about the dusties and hypergamy and the kind of men you should be chasing. I used to listen to all of that before I got saved. Now listen, that content was making me so bitter and angry at men. And I had never hated men really like that before. I have had negative experiences with men, but I've never hated or like disliked or been embittered towards men the way that I was in that season. And the reason I became so bitter is because I was taking on their bitterness. Bitterness is contagious. When you are consistently listening to somebody who hates men or who's constantly calling men dusties, dehumanizing men, you will eventually pick up and take on that mindset. Now, this is why it's important. When you become bitter towards men, when you become desensitized towards the fact that they are human beings and you start to hate them, this is when you start to really listen to the women that tell you to only use men for their money, to, take him for everything he's worth, to not care about love, to not care about any of the things that make a relationship beautiful, but to simply go after the money. And even as I'm saying this, some of you guys are going to feel angry at me. Some of you guys may feel tempted to call me whatever it is, a pick me, or be angry, or rise up in your spirit and say, but what about men? Listen, you are being trained based on what you're consistently feeding your mind to desensitize yourself towards human beings. And because you have that hatred, because you are desensitized, that's when you go out and start to use men like how a prostitute would. What does a prostitute do? A prostitute sells her body in exchange for money, for material gifts. When you are dating a man or with a man, not because you care about him, not because you love him, but simply because of the lifestyle he can provide for you, your heart isn't in it, your head isn't in it. You are a prostitute. And you are being groomed. We are being groomed. They're attempting to groom us into being prostitutes. Now listen, this is not me telling you to marry a financially irresponsible man, because I do believe that men have responsibilities and duties towards women that they are courting, that they're dating and wanting to, marry. A man has a responsibility to you. In fact, men have many responsibilities towards the women that they say they want to be with, okay? That they want to marry. All right. So definitely you should be entertaining husband-minded men who have proven to you, okay, through their consistency, that they have good character, that they're good men all around, not just in the financial area, but all around. Now, once a man has actually proven to you, okay, that he's a good man, that he cares about you, that he loves you, why wouldn't you want to love that man back? You really have to sit down, and we as a whole have to sit down and ask ourselves realistically, what do I want out of a relationship? What do I want out of a marriage? Do I want somebody just for the lifestyle that they can provide me with? Or do I actually want love? Do I want love and to be loved? Think about the people in your life that you love. Think about your mom who you love. Think about your brothers or whoever it is that you love in your life. Is that not a wonderful and beautiful relationship? And why wouldn't you want to have that with somebody that you are joining yourself to for the rest of your life? This is not a game. Many of these women are leading you down a terrible path and leading you towards terrible relationships and situations under the guise of, sprinkle, fine hypergamy, whatever. Terrible situations. Ask yourself what is important to you. I'm not saying that financial irresponsibility is okay. Not at all. Okay? But that shouldn't be the only thing that you're seeking. You need somebody with character. Be very careful about these people that you're listening to. Don't get so bitter and hardened in your heart towards men, towards people, that you fail to see them as human beings and fail to see the fact that there are, in fact, good men. There are. And some of you might get mad at that statement, but that just proves that there's something in you that needs to, there's a lie that needs to be uprooted from your mind.
She's right. 100%. She's right. A lot of women believe that being with a man who can provide for you financially, especially the modern day women, it's all about financial responsibility. I'm not in any way in support of financial irresponsibility, but that shouldn't be the only reason why you are with a man. It should be about character, values, consistency, and all that. It has to be a mix of everything, not just the money. Look at Miss Sprinkle Sprinkle herself. I see a desperate. I see a failed woman. She has failed. She herself said it. She has been dating married men since Adam. And she went to date a man who is married, and she was a side chick number 2 for these men. Then later she was upgraded to the main chick, right? And later she divorced this man. She still went back to the man. I mean, if she had so much money, like someone said, if she had so much money, why is she hustling online? Because creating content is for money. We are all hustling. Why is she hustling on TikTok and YouTube? She's making content for money. So guys, you should choose who you listen to and what you keep in your mind, your body, and your soul, because everything you listen to is contagious. If you listen to her consistently, it is going to change your mindset about men. And because she is teaching that you should be exploitative towards men, you are gradually going to become exploitative. And being exploitative and just thinking about what the man can provide for you financially, it's not different from a woman who goes after men for money. I mean, she's just simply grooming you to be a prostitute, to sleep with men for the money. Do you want to be a prostitute, or do you want to be a free woman with a free and open mind to have a beautiful relationship with a man who is of the opposite sex, and we were created to have beautiful, loving, peaceful relationship with the opposite sex, with men? Ladies, stop listening to Miss Sprinkle Sprinkle. Guys, what do you think about this? What's your thoughts on this? Please feel free to drop your thoughts in the comment section. Let's continue the conversation in the comment section. Until next time, see you all. Bye.